Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a no communication love reading for Virgo, focused on a connection where communication may currently be limited, paused, or unclear. We'll explore your energy, the energy of the person on your mind, and the emotional dynamic between you, not to fix or chase anyone, but to support your clarity, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Virgos, please. All right, your person, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, okay. They're viewing you as the Hermit card in reverse, Virgo energy. And their future actions towards you, we get the Seven of Cups, okay. So this can be manifestation, but it can also be like their actions are going to be a bit confusing here. And we see the Seven of Pentacles. So this reading is flanked by sevens, a powerful angelic number about divine guidance, divine interference. But I feel like your person is holding back. They may be healing from something or wanting to heal this connection with you, Virgo. But I also feel like they're doing a review of like the time and effort that's been put into this connection, or they're reviewing their past actions, relationships. Like they're doing like a full karmic review. And some of you they're trying to heal their finances, or they're healing physically. Okay, you may or may not know that, but there could have been accident, illness, or injury, or there may have been something here about financial difficulties that were also kind of like stressing them out, that they weren't really talking to you about, or that you weren't aware of, some of you. All right, we see the Wheel of Fortune, but I do think a lot of you, like this person, like if finances were strained for this person, that may be changing here. But for a lot of you, the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius energy is just like this person wants to heal things, and they've decided, or they are coming towards you. You know, this is come hell or high water, Virgo. All right, and we see the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they don't want to wait any longer. They want to make this up to you, or they want to bring this connection into balance. They're seeing this as destiny. They're seeing abundance here. Now, I feel like the Hermit card in reverse is this person can't wait to see you. But for some of my Virgos, this person knows that their actions or their behaviors here have like turned your world upside down. I don't know if they really switched it up on you. Maybe they feel like the communication that they're coming in with might, surprise you, or, turn you upside down. But I'm just kind of getting like they can't wait to see you. We see the Queen of Wands in reverse. They're worried though that this is going to be a fleeting connection. I also see with the Queen of Wands in reverse, they're really worried that either you're no longer passionate about them, you're not that attracted to them, or you're not as attracted to them as you once were. And I also see this as, the Queen of Wands, she can be confrontational. She can be angry, reactive, triggered. So, they might know that they've really pissed you off here, Virgo. And we see the Seven of Swords. They see you as avoidant. They may also be really worried, Virgo, that like you have a third party. Okay, there might be gossip around that. Maybe they saw a picture, or they saw you with someone, and they're just inferring that, whether it's true or not. They might feel like they might also feel like there's somebody around you who's no good for you, is what I'm getting. Whether it's a romantic rival, or it's a friend, or it's a coworker, or something like that. But I also feel like, sorry, this is actually the Eight of Swords, not the Seven of Swords, but I'm reading it intuitively. They also know that you're not going to be so sure about what they have to say, like that you're not going to necessarily trust them. That you might not see their side of the story, or you might not see where they're coming from. So with the Seven of Cups here, Virgo, I kind of feel like they're like this person this is somebody who's like actively trying to manifest you. They're daydreaming about you. But this book is the biggest cup that's coming towards you. So I do think that there's communication, or they want to explain their side of the story. They don't want this story to be over, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, they want to heal things. They want to come out of the cold. And we see the Hanged Man, but they're holding back and looking at all the details. So their next action towards you, we see the Ace of Pentacles. This is your energy. You do see potential in this connection. And I do think with what they have to tell you, you're going to see even more potential here. But there's something here that needs to be worked on. This person, you know, over the next week or so, there might be like unclear communication coming in, or limited communication coming in, because they're still kind of hanging back, but you're definitely going to be feeling them around your energy. So I don't know if like you see them somewhere, or they're just kind of like hanging out online, like liking photos and things like that. But I do think that that clear communication will come. All right, but let's see. I just feel like over the next week or so, like they definitely want to heal things, and they're trying to figure out how to do that and do that in the right way. And then they're, you know, stressing about how to do that. All right, so we see storm warning. Yeah, this person's been going through it. They've been experiencing a bit of a tower moment here, Virgo. Hostilities in reverse. They want to heal things with you. And we see the journey. They don't want this journey to end here. They don't want to be on this journey alone. And at the bottom of the deck, patience energy. They're being patient. This is also divine guidance. So all these 7s and then 16 breaking down to a 7, there's divine guidance here, angels and guides working, helping, bringing you two together. But more so, I feel like this person is being patient and really, really wants to heal things. All right, now let's go ahead and see what might be blocking them or their shadow. What do my Virgos really need to know about this person, please? What do my Virgos really need to know about this person? Getting crumbs. You deserve more than crumbs of affection. Wait for the one who adores you. I do think this person worries, Virgo, either that there's third party around you, you weren't as interested in them as they were to you, or as they are in you. I also feel with this getting crumbs energy, they might be worried that's going to happen. But I also feel they're a little bit worried that you're like not as into them, or maybe not as physically attracted to them as they are to you. So some insecurities there for sure. And not my type. Be open to different types of people, because you may be surprised who you find. Again, they might be worried they're not your type, or maybe you two are very different and this relationship itself has been a little bit of a departure for them, Virgo. All right, and we see sex only. Either you or your partners only want that, accept that it's okay, or reach for more. I think this person is reaching for more, okay? But I feel like that's their fear with the Queen of Wands in reverse, that maybe you don't want any more than that. Or maybe you're not seeing them as somebody you can build and grow with. All right, maybe after the way they've acted or they've behaved, or maybe they always kind of felt that way. Okay, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I actually just feel these are this person's insecurities coming through, Virgo. All right, so let's see. What does this person want to say to you? What does this person want to say to my Virgos? The stress from this is draining me, so they're definitely feeling overwhelmed. And I feel unclear about where we stand, but I do think that they're coming in soon with, trying to get clarity. But they might hang out in that confused, lack of clarity energy over the next couple of days, okay? And we see reflection. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. So they're trying to gain clarity. They are gaining clarity here. They definitely don't want to lose you. They don't want this journey to end here. All right, my Virgos. All right. Let's see what you might not be seeing. What might my Virgos not be seeing here? Concurrent relationships. So for some of you, okay, that may have been the case. I mean, it depends on how involved you were with this person. I'm not really getting that this person's a player. Like, there was a hidden marriage or relationship here, but if that's for those of you where, this is somebody that you weren't dating very much, or maybe, very, very long, or maybe you were just hooking up with. Okay, and saying goodbye. So this person's ready to get rid of any other options. That's how I'm reading these two cards together. And for some of you, it may be romantic rivals, Virgo, but for others of you, This person is just, they don't want you to have anybody else. They don't want to be with anybody else. That's what we're not seeing. And their feelings for you, Virgo, are certainly deepening. And I think, I think that scared the you-know-what out of them. All right, let's see what we need to know about this person or this connection. What do we need to know about this person or this connection, please? So we do see that there may have been third-party interference here. Now, that can be gossip. They could be worried about third party around you. Maybe there was third party around them. But like I said, like for a lot of my Virgos, I'm not really getting like this is somebody who was, a player, somebody who was lying to you, somebody who was cheating on you. I mean, obviously you know your story better than I do, but I feel like this third party, like I said, could be gossip, it could be work, it could be financial difficulties, it could be health issues. But I actually feel like they're more worried about third party. And maybe they felt like they were going to be the other woman or the other man or the other person. But this person is ready to rebuild with you. They want to work on things. They're persistent. They may be really worried that they sabotaged things here. That's why they're going through that storm warning, that tower moment, Virgo. Like I said, just remember, third party can also just be bad advice from friends and family. We did just go through Mercury retrograde in Pisces, so there may have been misunderstandings. They may have seen you with somebody or seen a picture and they're like, oh, Virgo's definitely dating somebody else, or that person and Virgo, they're sleeping together or something. They might have been activated by it, but they may have completely misread the situation. So just trust your intuition with these messages. So in your energy, we see empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. Now, if you do feel like this is an empath and narcissist paradigm, Virgo, that's huge. That's a really big red flag, okay? But I don't think a lot of you are feeling that way because you have the Ace of Pentacles, like you're seeing potential here. I kind of feel like my Virgos right now, you have strong boundaries. All right, you have strong boundaries. Maybe you put up strong boundaries and this person misinterpreted that. But it's important that you do have strong boundaries here, especially if this person has, a little bit of jealousy or insecurities. This is a very important connection. This is also a really powerful connection, Virgo. So you two complement each other really well. Now we do see twin flames. So again, you may feel this is a twin flame connection, a soulmate connection, but really more than the label we give this, Virgo, it's like there is yin yang energy. There's potential for zen, for balance, for union, for duality, for coupling. Like you two do complement each other very well. And Spirit saying, Virgo, have faith, love is coming, a surprise invitation or meeting after a period of hesitation. And I feel like that is the spine of the reading here, Virgo, that they are going to surprise you. They're a little bit confused and hanging back right now, but they want to come out of the cold. They don't want this journey to end here. And it looks like they may be saying goodbye to things that are getting in the way of you and them being together. All right, Virgo, let's see what this person's very next actions are towards you. What are this person's very next actions towards Virgo in the next couple of days? Making a decision here to invest. They're still stressing though, and they may know that something needs to change. So they need to, they're coming out of a bit of a dark night of the soul, that storm warning energy. They're a little bit less than confident. They may still be feeling a little bit triggered, but they want this relationship with you and they're making a decision here to communicate. So yeah, I feel like in the next couple of days or by the end of the week or, within a week's time, you're going to get this communication, but they're going to stress about it. They're going to give them a couple of days to stress about it, Virgo. All right. Clear messages, advice, and guidance. The quiet truth. What's the quiet truth here for my Virgos? You can close this thought loop. You don't need to sit and think about this endlessly, Virgo. All right? This is you can close this thought loop. This would feel easier if it were right, because something was off. Now, it doesn't mean it's always going to be off. All right. Stay with what you know. Stay with what's certain. Okay. And you're not asking for clarity. You're asking this person for consistency. Okay. But I think you're going to get clarity from this person. And right now, Virgo, stillness is the right response. All right, my lovely Virgos, I'm going to leave it here. Sending you love and light. Take care.